Hey planners, it's Tay of Shantae Plans and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be memory planning the week of December 19th to the 25th, which is Christmas week, and I am using the Home for the Holidays kit from Lil Bees. This is a beautiful Christmas kit with non-traditional Christmas colors. I decided to go the non-traditional Christmas color route this year, and it's got gorgeous silver foil. I picked up both the main kit as well as the several of the add-ons. I always love her clip art add-on. It just gives me so many fun things to work with. The florals, and then she has this amazing functional add-on as well as the journaling add-on that is so wonderful. So want to say really quickly as we get into it, in November I adopted two cats and they are kind of playing quite wildly and ruckusly at the moment. If you're hearing any noise, commotion, or meows in the background, that is Tiger and Midnight. Getting into this plan with me, I started actually by deciding not to use the bottom washi that came in the kit. I have these washi strips from Paper Trail Plans, and I pulled out one of the green ones. They'd released a winter collection, and the green in the collection was a perfect match for this. And I think that what I was really wanting was I really wanted to use that top floral strip, and the main bottom washi piece had florals on it. So I needed something that wasn't going to clash with wanting to use the colorful floral strip at the top. And then I also really wanted to bring in this garland from, this was a collab between Rachel of Gathered Plans and Panda Bird Design. I love that dangly garland washi trim. I just think it is stunning, and it felt very like elegant and perfect for holiday. I wanted to try to jazz up this spread and make it more sparkly and include a lot of foil because it was Christmas week. So I really wanted to give it a little extra pizzazz, and so I knew because I wanted to use that I was going to need something solid underneath it so that it wouldn't be like too much and you could really see that silver foil pop. Then moving up to the top, I pulled out the little clip art add-on because there was so many fun things, and I was really excited about being able to make scenes at the top. And here's the thing that I was learning as I was doing this, because I was playing around with creating these little clusters and where I'm pulling in like all of the little clip art pieces where she's got like the presents, the candles, sweaters, cute little mugs, house slippers, a snow globe. Tons of fun stuff. First of all, it was hard to choose which ones I wanted to use because everything was adorable. And I started off and I realized I had gone like all the way across the top and there were no breaks, there was no gaps, there was no white space, and it looked so crowded. And so you'll see me here pulling up some stickers and realizing I really need to leave some space and some breathing room. Otherwise you really start to lose the effect of the cluster and of the little scenes that you're creating at the top, because it just becomes this sort of just one long strip, but it doesn't work as well. And so and especially being in a B6. So I still use A5 wide kits. If you're new to planning, an A5 wide kit are sized by 7x9 for 7x9 planners. I'm in a B6 planner, which is, what is this, a 5x7 size planner. And so my planner is smaller than the classic sized planners, but I still prefer the classic sized kits because it gives me more options and more variety. And so I still use those in my planner. But what I've been learning is that I think it's still a learning adjustment, like in knowing that I'm in a smaller space, things are a little bit more compact. And so I've always been a white space planner, but really, this has really been a great way of learning the value of what white space contributes to your spreads and how it can have an impact on the balance and making everything look really good when you take advantage of the white space and let what you do put down stand out and let it pop on the page, and then include the white space for balance. Is what I've learned. That's a whole lot. But basically that was what I got from overcrowding the top of my date cover deco. But anywho, moving on to the other side, I'm just going to repeat the same steps, and I'm starting by creating these little clusters of deco. I just, look how cute that little cup of cocoa with the little peppermint sticks. And I was in love with that little snow globe. I knew I wanted to use that, and I thought the little house slippers were so cute. It was all just too adorable. And so once again, I'm just pulling together different clusters of the clip art, pulling in some foiled stickers from both Sadie Stickers and the Pretty Pink Co. To add a little bit of foil embellishment. I love the look when the light hits that and you can see that silver foil pop. So very beautiful. And then what I'm doing here is just taking my ruler and my craft knife, and I like trimming that that edge so that it's even with the tops of my columns. And I very much intentionally do that where I have the stickers sit down where they're overlapping the top of that columns so that I can cut that edge. I like that look, and so it's very much intentional. Even if the sticker is small enough where it could sit in that area and didn't need to be trimmed, I intentionally place it in that spot so that I can trim it because I like the look. And then I finish off the top with that candy cane striped washi trim. Moving into the sidebar, when I did my haul for these windows, it was back in October. I have the haul on my channel, and it was my October sticker haul. And I talked about this scene right here. I am creating a Christmas scene to go behind this window, and I pulled in the fireplace and the Christmas tree from the clip art. And then I'm taking this foiled hanging stalkers sticker from the Pretty Pink Co., layering that on top of the fireplace. So you've got those foiled stockings hanging over the fireplace. And I thought that looked so cute. And I was really excited when I got those windows back in October because from the moment I saw them, I started thinking about my Christmas spread because I love the concept and the idea of being able to sort of peek into someone's home and see their Christmas tree all lit up in the window. And that just felt like something that I was really going to enjoy, sort of putting that scene together. And so really loved working on this, and as you can see, it took me a while to figure out where I was going to place that sticker in the middle because I wanted it placed where like you could see it, and everything was like layered just right. This one, I think I probably spent about 15 minutes just figuring out where I was going to place the tree, where I was going to place the fireplace, where like everything for this took the longest part of me planning this spread, was me figuring out what I wanted to do with this window because I'd been thinking about this for months and had been so excited about this concept and idea, and I was really hoping I could execute it as well as I was seeing it in my head. And you know how you like have an idea and you're just hoping you can get it down on the page the way you were seeing it in your head. And when I was finished, I was so happy with it. I love those windows because she did such a beautiful, intricate cutout on the interior of that window frame. And so you really get the full effect of it being something that you're looking through and seeing the scene behind it. I just thought that came out so fun. I placed down my fashion doll, and I loved that I picked this fashion doll who is wearing this bright red dress because this kit is not in traditional Christmas colors. It's got a lot of green, very little red, and then like orange and pink and brown. But because I pulled in that fashion doll that was wearing a very, very red dress, it felt like it really picked up on some of the more subtle red tones that were in the kit and brought in a little bit more of that traditional Christmas color to the spread, which I did really like. And so here I'm just doing the month section. I put down one of the brush strokes from the kit, pulled in that cute little vase from the clip art, and I think those are oranges. I feel like that's not an orange, and I just don't know quite what that fruit is. But there were several of them in this kit, and they are super adorable. But now I am just decorating around my fashion doll, pulling in some of the clip art, pulling in some florals, and then also these beautiful snowflakes from the Pretty Pink Co. And I'm going to just trim that even with the column so that it's not hanging over. And now I'm going to start putting down my full boxes, and I feel like I went back and forth trying to figure out which full boxes I wanted to use and where I wanted them placed until I finally figured out exactly what I wanted and what was going to give me the best balance to make me happy. And so putting down my full boxes and then decided to decorate the top of them. I kid you not, when I purchased those candy cane striped washi trim stickers, which you see me here trimming down one of the washi length stickers because I was like, oh, this is so cute, and I used it at the top of the page. I should totally use it on top of my full boxes, and then they'll match and it'll be adorable. So I'm literally like taking the time to like trim down this one washi trim, and then realized, yep, you had purchased the column length candy cane washi strip. Like, I didn't need to do any of this. I had the stickers. I had them in my collection. I had them sitting out next to me. I didn't realize it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just spent my time doing that for nothing. But all right, moving on. Now we're getting into the day by day. And I'm starting by creating my own date covers here. She had these adorable brushstrokes on the journaling page, and I cut them in half. I'm adding the hanging ornament, which has my date dot on it, and then the day script is from Paper Trail Plans. And I think I'm going to finish this off with, I'm going to finish it off with one of the Dangle Deco stickers from Sadie Stickers. And I loved that because I had cut that sharp, harsh edge along the bottom because I'd cut that brushstroke in half. And I did that intentionally because I knew I was going to finish it off with a foiled sticker. And I thought it looked really cute. I liked sort of that half brushstroke shape. And thought that came together really adorably and had fun sort of making my own little date covers there. And then, as always, I'm just going to add a little dot cluster because I feel like that is the perfect finishing touch to every single thing I do these days, which is why I use so many of those darn stickers in my spreads. Then I'm putting down a box marking that we were working from home that week. I'm on a hybrid schedule at my job, and so typically I'm in the office Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but because it was Christmas week and because our office is actually split, so half of us are in the office Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and the other half come into the office Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And since the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday people were gonna be off anyways on Friday because it was Christmas, I think they just figured, let's just let everybody work from home this week and make it easy on people. Which I truly appreciated because it meant I didn't have to get up, get dressed, and go into the office that day. And so after that, I put down this Christmas tree and a cute little YouTube icon from Crafts by Towie. And I was marking that I uploaded my Paper Muse Crafts plan with me. And it's so funny because I'm doing this voiceover. It's actually February of 2023 as I'm doing this voiceover for my December Christmas spread of 2022. I've had this video filmed and edited for some time. It just took me a while to get to actually doing the voiceover and uploading it. And so I'm like, which Paper Muse craft spread was that? I'm like seriously curious as to which spread it was that I actually put up that day. Oh, I'm remembering now. Well, I'm not remembering, honestly. If I'm telling the truth, I'm actually just flipping back through my planner as I'm doing this voiceover because I was really curious to see which one it was. And it was another one where I'd used another one of those windows in the sidebar. Super cute. I really love that Paper Muse craft spread. It was from November, I think the second week of November. So that video is, of course, on my YouTube channel. And then B went and got a booster shot that day, which that booster shot did not sit well with him. And which is really crazy because I remember when we first were getting our COVID shots and boosters and all of that stuff. Well, for me, I none of that had any bad side effects for me. I had a little bit of arm tenderness, and I think the first shot I had made me a little bit sleepy, but other than that, I reacted really well to those. This last booster that he got, it really took him out. He was not feeling well at all after that. But on to Tuesday, I started by creating the same type of date cover deco that I had done for Monday. I was just alternating through the colors because she had both the green and pink brush strokes. So I thought, oh, this will be really fun. I can alternate each day, one green, one pink, and it'll come out super, super cute. And then this day, my parents were going to be leaving on a flight the next day, and I end up helping my parents a lot with anything sort of technology based these days, and I don't think it's necessarily that they're bad at it or that they can't figure it out on their own. They just know the process is a lot faster if they let me do it. And so I think at this point, it's just gotten to the point now where it's just easier for them to just be like, hey, can you do this for me? And of course I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I was checking my parents into their flight because they were flying out to my dad's sister's house for Christmas, which Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it out to my aunt's house for Christmas for this year. Hopefully next year, but it just didn't work for our schedules for this year, which is why me and B didn't go. But my parents were headed to my dad's sister's house for Christmas, and so I wanted to check them into their flight, and I was so glad they were not flying Southwest. That ended up being so crazy, and I remember like when they were heading home, because I don't think it like I don't. I'm trying to remember when like it hit the news that there were all of those delays and canceled flights, which I don't think was on their way to Texas, but I remember when they were out there, and I was talking to my dad, and we were talking about all the delayed flights, and I was telling him, I'm so glad you guys are not flying Southwest, because at least I don't have to worry about you guys being stranded out there. Because, and I think that's, typical, common, normal concern when your parents are getting a little bit older and you start wanting to make sure they're okay. 'Tis the circle of life. Once I was younger, they would be worried about me and taking care of me, and now they're older and I worry about them and want to make sure they're okay. Anywho, put down a cute little divider from the Pretty Pink Co. And then I am just decorating this little third box. I added some snowflakes from the Pretty Pink Co. That little flower, the foiled flower that I have behind the colorful flowers, also from the Pretty Pink Co. And that was one of my favorite little floral embellishments to use for the holiday season. It was like a holly branch, and it's just adorable. And then I am using one of those, I think it was like a little clip art candle, super cute. And the YouTube play button is from Crafts by Towie. And I use that to mark that I uploaded a foil organization video. Oh, I had just gotten my foil binders from Ray and Tay. So hyped for those. I remember when we were working on those and we were designing them, and we were like, this is so genius. This is going to make organizing my foils so great. And as soon as I got them, I knew exactly what I wanted to organize in my foil binders, because my $2 Tuesday collection grows almost every single week. I love shopping $2 Tuesday sales, and that part of my sticker collection grows a lot. And so being able to organize them, I took all of my silver stickers and put them in the silver binder, the gold in the gold, and the rose gold in the rose gold. And I have that video on my channel, so you can check it out if you would like to see exactly how I organized those stickers. It was so easy. Oh my god, it was like the best feeling ever. I think for me, especially because I've been feeling this since 2018, honestly, when I first started realizing my sticker collection was growing, and I was trying to figure out the best way to not only organize my stickers, but to then reorganize them in a way where I would know what was in my collection and be able to find stuff quickly as my collection was growing. And that was always the thing that I found so tricky and difficult, because I would be able to like categorize all my stickers, put them in order, put them in a sticker album or whatever I was using. But then as soon as I got a new sticker, it was like, oh, I really want that to be next to these other types of stickers in my collection, because it's very similar and I would use it in the same way. And it just makes sense for it to be here. So that way, when I go to this sticker album looking for these types of stickers, I see it. And that was the challenge I always had. And so when I was reorganizing these stickers, and it literally took me like 5 minutes to reorganize my entire foil collection of $2 Tuesday stickers and organize them by foil colors in their respective foil colored binders, it was like mind blown, so happy. This is like the best thing ever. If no one else loves Ray and Tay sticker binders, Tay loves Ray and Tay sticker binders, because they made my life that much easier in that moment. On to Wednesday. We did Secret Santa at my job, and so that Wednesday, we did go into the office. That must have been the only day this week we went into the office, because we were at home Monday and Tuesday, but we went into the office because we were doing our Secret Santa gift exchange that day, and we were having a lunch. And I'm pretty sure we went home early, like right after the lunch, if I'm remembering correctly. But we did go in on Wednesday just to do our little celebration. So that was a fun day. So on to Thursday, being back at home, yay. And I am starting off, of course, by creating my little date cover for Thursday. And then I'm putting down one of the floral embellished boxes. It's just like a square midi box. I always never really know how to explain those types of boxes, because they're shorter than the width of a column, and then they're also embellished with florals. But super cute, really fun and easy to use. And so putting that box down, adding in some of the clip art and deco from the kit, as well as some foil deco. And I'm just going to use that to mark some groceries from Amazon Fresh. And then I'm putting down another one of those dividers from the Pretty Pink Co. And then using a third box. And I'm using my editing icon from Crafts by Towie, and I was filming and editing a video on whether or not I should try out a B6 planner. And it was something I really wanted to do, especially coming towards the end of the year, because I knew a lot of people were making decisions on the planners they were going to be using for 2023. And for me, switching and trying out a B6 planner, I did that mid-year last year, and I felt like this was a really good opportunity for me to give some feedback on what I had learned about being in a B6 planner as my primary planner, because it was the first time that had happened since I've been in the planner community. Prior to that, I'd been primarily using an A5 wide planner for most of the time that I've been in a planner community. Even though I'd had a B6 planner before, it was secondary. I had one in 2020, but I would use it to just do like extra spreads. It wasn't my main planner. And so when I switched to a B6 planner in July of 2022, it gave me the opportunity to see what it was like to have that as my main planner, what were the pros and cons, what I liked about it, what I recommended. And so in that video, I was just able to give a lot of really good feedback and hopefully provide just some helpful tips if you're even considering it. It's some things you might want to think about, and how to hopefully help people decide, like, okay, could this be for me, or is this absolutely not for me at all? And then on to Friday, I was picking up some cat food. Oh my goodness, for our cats. This was such an interesting day because we were terrified because we had fed our cats breakfast and they didn't eat. And so being new pet parents, like, our immediate reaction was panic. Oh my God, we've taken them to the vet. Something is obviously wrong. Are they having digestive problems? Is something emotionally wrong? Why won't they eat? Oh my God, what's wrong with them? We were in full panic. And I started Googling things because I was like, okay, what are reasons that cats won't eat their food? And literally the first thing that came up was they might just be bored with it if they've been eating the same thing over and over. And so even though they've been eating different like flavors of food, it was all of the same brand that we had been feeding them, because when we adopted them, we talked to their foster parent, and the foster parent told us the brand of food that he'd been feeding them and what they'd been eating. So that was the brand that we had started purchasing when we first got them, because we were like, okay, we want to stay consistent. We want them to be giving them what they're used to and keep them happy. And they got bored with it and did not want it anymore. And we went and got some other cat food that was a different brand, put it out, and they ate it, and we were so relieved. It was just like you've never seen two adults in full panic over two small animals. Oh my God, it was hilarious. Yep, that was Friday. I also uploaded my December dashboard spread on Friday, and then on to Saturday. Saturday, I was up and running some errands, had things to do. So it's Christmas Eve, and I was running around. Oh my God, I'm remembering now. I got up, I ran to the bank, I got the car washed, and I don't have it marked here, but I also ran to Big Lots really quickly to get some Scotch tape to wrap Christmas presents, because we'd run out of Scotch tape. Here's what you don't do on Christmas Eve. You do not go to Big Lots. It was so crowded. That line was wrapped like outside of the aisle section, or not aisle section, outside of the register section, down the aisle. And the only thing that saved me and kept me in that line was TikTok, which is sad to say, but TikTok is such a time suck. If you ever need something to just run out time without you noticing it slipping away, and that was what I found, that TikTok just sucks up my time. And so I was like, you know what? I know what I can do where I can stand in this line. I won't be bored, and this won't seem as long as I thought it's going to seem. Just turn on TikTok, and it worked. And I was not annoyed in that line at all. I had an eyelash appointment that day. Oh, see, I did mark it. I bought gift wrap. Bought gift wrap and Scotch tape. And that, as I'm marking that, I was at Big Lots doing that on Christmas Eve in an incredibly long line with lots of people, because apparently I was not the only person doing some last minute shopping on Christmas Eve. On to Sunday, which is Christmas Day. And I gotta tell you, this year we really kind of skipped it. I was not feeling it this past Christmas. I didn't care. And I don't know if that's like a wrong thing to say, but it's the truth. I really wasn't in the mood. And we did that whole thing last year. Got the tree and decorated it, put up lights and did the presents and exchange, and took the pictures in our matching pajamas and the whole deal. We did all of that last year, and it was fun. I loved it, adored it, had the best time. But I didn't feel like doing it again. And I was just like, no, I don't want to. So I didn't feel like doing any of that. And I think there's like a host of reasons as to why I just was not in the mood. Most of it has got to just be laziness. But I also just, the end of last year was definitely a tough one for me. And while I wasn't like blaming Christmas for that, it was just like, I don't really feel like doing all of that, because if I put all that stuff up, I'm gonna have to put it away, and I don't want to. So I didn't. But anywho, it was very much a real chill morning. And then we did end up going over to Bee's parents and doing Christmas dinner with them, which is always fun. I love being over at my in-laws and seeing his brother and his brother's girlfriend, and just being with family is always the best part of the holiday season. So we did end up having a wonderful day, but it was also our first time being away from the cats for an extended period of time where both of us were gone. And that was very, very, I was okay, but also not okay, and like comfortable, but also not comfortable. And so we absolutely got a nanny cam so that we could watch the cats while we weren't home. And I'm trying to make that sound as normal and as not like, oh my gosh, we're panicky pet parents. But apparently I think we are panicky pet parents, because I don't know that I could say that in a way that makes that sound like, oh, that's totally normal behavior. I hope it is, because we did it. But yeah. And it was very comforting, because it was rough for us to both be gone for the first time since we'd adopted them, and for so long. So we were out of the house for hours, and that hadn't happened prior to that, so that was tough. But anywho, that was Christmas Day, and that is the spread. Oh, actually, no, this spread is not done. The next thing I'm going to do, because again, I really wanted to add a lot of sparkle and fun to the spread, so I'm trimming down anything that's hanging over the columns, because I want everything to be super neat and sitting inside the columns, because I'm going to trim the sides of each of my columns with the dainty washi strips from the Pretty Pink Co. And this is a technique that I saw Lauren of Plan Most Plan do, and I believe Lauren of Plan Most Plan saw either Lustrous Plans or Suzanne Plans of Paper Trail Plans do this originally, and that was where Lauren got the inspiration from, and then I got the inspiration from seeing Lauren do it. So it's a chain of inspiration there. But I love this technique of lining the columns. I thought, especially for a holiday spread or any type of spread where you really want to add a little bit of extra foil and really make it something unique and special and over the top. For me, I felt like this was just the perfect way to give it a little bit of extra holiday sparkle, and that made me so happy. So I love the way that came together, and I think it looks beautiful. And that completes this spread. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day. I would love to know how your Christmas went, so leave that in the comments below. And I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. I will see you next video. Bye.